Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 355 of the Red Force Podcast. My name is Jojolands. Join me today, Gunsalado.
Araki cooking.
We're talking Jojo today.
That's right.
Jojolands, Christian.
We're here for it.
Chapters 18, 19. Like, subscribe. All that
Araki
shit.
cooking. Araki cooking. I'd love to see it. Well, what's going on this week? We're on a break week. Sad times.
Chapter coming out, though, next week.
Chapter coming out quick. This week, Eric.
Juicy.
Juicy chapter. Albaf started. We'll see what happens, Eric.
Garp, Kuzan next week in the anime. Shit's happening.
Eric, is it going to be crazy?
I think they're on cooldown.
I think they've purposely hidden the action because there are some quality character acting in the preview. You know?
We'll see.
What's the next hype thing for it? Luffy versus
Saturn Transformations and Kizaru.
Luffy versus Kizaru, Saturn Transformation, and then the Kuma flashback.
It's Kizaru first, then Saturn,
yep,
then the flashback.
then the Star Gun.
Well, the Star Gun, then the flashback.
That's right.
And people aren't ready for that flashback.
Eric, how crazy is the Star Gun gonna be?
Stupid.
They better go stupid.
We'll get all the high quality animators on the emotional anime, on the emotional backstory, Christian. You'll see the character acting, you'll get lit up.
It's gonna be generational. But like we're here to talk about JoJo. Here to talk about JoJo. Is this what you want to see from Araki? Is this what you want from the world of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Yes.
You want rawness, you want hype, you want good action. Right? You want, Eric, you want panels with no dialogue. What do you think about that?
I did see that. It was interesting. I want little... Christian, Araki-isms are fine when they're
hype.
short.
And when they're hype.
And when they're kind of interesting and a little bit of characterization going on. But when it's like... The watch... In the jewelry scene, Christian, you get like, wow, fucking Araki. You know?
Yeah. But Eric, let's get into the JoJo. Jojolands, chapter 18. Jojolands, chapter 18. The crew gets blasted by these slow bullets. The tracking, homing bullets.
Drilling situation.
Yeah. We have Eric, while they're getting blasted, we get a touching little comedy scene with Bobby Jeans and Lulu, Eric. Lulu wants to be adopted by Bobby. She is an orphan after all. Bobby says he ain't got no cash for that shit. He's got 3 kids of his own.
And they ain't cheap.
They ain't cheap. He's got a wife at home. He's not going to go for it. He's not interested.
And she's a brat, Christian. He's not interested.
Lulu is confused because Bobby bought her the cat doll and she thought that he loved him. Bobby says, no. If I did love you, I would give you a whooping. Because I'm going to teach you some discipline.
Right.
I'm going to teach you some respect.
We're on work here. This is a job. We're going to keep you happy.
That's right. So Bobby Jeans says, no, you will not be my daughter. This is strictly business.
Right.
Right? What do you think about this straight up little comedy scene, Eric? Do you enjoy the bit?
I think it's Go with me on this.
Okay.
How do you feel about the symbolism when she breaks the cat toy, Christian?
Of course.
Is it an evolution?
Well, she goes sicko mode.
Right. Is it the evolution? The evolution moment we see in JoJo?
Yeah.
When they evolve.
Their stands.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah. I think that's what happened.
So that was a little setup for a character, a little evolution moment. Because she's a brat up until this point.
Yeah.
And then she goes sicko mode.
Yeah.
Which is classic Araki.
It is classic
Everyone's
Araki.
always a fucking goon until they go sicko mode.
Shout out Pesci.
Right.
Eric, we will not forget. I will never forget this train sequence for the rest of my life.
Shut up.
What do you think about the moment when Pesci steps on the neck and he says, I have evolved? What do you think about that?
So stupid.
I have the will.
So delicious.
I have the will.
He didn't though. Because he got bodied.
Well, he got bodied by Bruno, Eric, and that's unfortunate.
Dead man walking, Bruno.
That's right. So,
Shout out the Bruno dropkick from the ceiling.
The karate move.
The 1-2
combo
into the window.
That's right. See, his brother His brother Prosciutto, Eric, died, and then he had to evolve.
Right.
I hope we get some hype like that with Joe Dio in the next chapter.
Sure.
He's in a sticky situation, Eric. He might have to evolve. But let's get into this chapter in full. Bobby wants to go check if the JoJo gang is dead from the slow bullet attack. Bobby has ID'd Parker as he is a trained military man, but he got dishonorably discharged.
A little bit of lore update there.
A little bit of lore, a little bit of background for Parker.
Now, Bobby wearing a very tight shirt, Christian.
Very tight.
So tight.
You can see his nipples.
He might be not wearing anything at all.
No, you can see the shirt and the whatever, the sweater.
It's tight.
It's weird.
It's taut.
Very JoJo-esque though.
What's going on with these guys' pants in this week?
With the angular.
Yeah, well,
he's been drawing Bobby G's pants like that forever.
But Parker's is like that as well.
I don't know. It's some new Iraqi nonsense he's trying out. Who knows?
Kind of weird.
It's a weird It's probably some weird fashion magazine cover that he saw. He's like, yes.
Box pants.
Weird.
Okay.
Alright. He was dishonorably discharged. No one else has a record as they're all children, Eric. Mm-hmm. Even Yusuke, no record. Interesting.
Okay.
Alright. Dragono uses smooth operators to pull the bullets out of Parker. Charming uses his stand to break apart his skin. So what is Charming Man's ability? No one knows.
Some kind of shard crystal thing.
We would just say he is some sort of sand Logia. Some sort of rock Logia.
It's more like reflective crystal.
But he breaks apart his neck, and then the bullet goes.
And then he can use the dust to create
illusions.
Yeah.
So he's like a highly sophisticated rock Logia.
Sure.
With the reflective properties of the silicon or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Jodio uses his rain ability to knock the bullet out of his mouth and redirect it.
New kind of ability here.
Okay.
You can use it inside his mouth.
Charming works out that this is the work of a pursuer type stand, Eric. Meaning
remote.
You shoot it, it does a sting, but you don't know the results.
Right.
Alright. Remote's very different. Alright. Don't get the two mixed up. Alright?
Who's dishing out these stand handbooks in the JoJo world?
Some people know, some people don't know. I don't know what Araki decides, who knows, who doesn't know.
Who announces Parker?
No, it's Charming.
Charming! Yeah, okay. He's kind of a mysterious man.
He's a mysterious man. Seems to know a lot about stands and how they operate. Mm-hmm. Alright. The gang works out that they're being tracked. They know that Hell is losing assets because the government signs papers, Eric.
Right.
They work out that there is at least 2 stand assassins after them. Yusuke is having a meltdown in an MRI machine. He's freaking out. He's spazzing out.
No air, blood,
pus. He's freaking out, Eric. The brain's being attacked. Will he ever be the same again?
Yes.
Alright. Parko and Jodir will stand guard. Alright, and they start to strategize. A little bit of bonding between Parko and Jodir, trying to strategize, work out what's going on. They work out that they are being attacked from a floor above, and that the stand user using the elevator for this attack. Dragona gets magnetized to the MRI machine in some sort of comedy moment.
Right.
Alright. The elevator opens up and Parker goes to check the floor above. Bobby and Lulu are in the elevator. They're in there.
You imagine the Doom sound effect playing here?
Sure.
Eye cuts.
Hey, we get a little bit of a dialogueless scene where they both stare each other down as they move past each other in the elevator.
This is what people don't understand when I say cinematic.
Yeah.
This is a very cinematic scene, Christian.
Very Tarantino-esque.
Right. There's no dialogue, but the dialogue isn't important. It's the way the scene is shot.
Yeah.
It's shot like a film.
Yeah.
With the cameras, with the motion. Then you got the massive wides with the bullets and the Dutch angle.
Sure.
So Araki's doing this is what I like about Araki style sometimes. When he wants to, when he's in the cut and thrust of the action, he goes full cinematic. We love to see it.
Yeah, you can see everything. You can see all the action, Eric. You can see the background, the foreground, where the bullets are, where all the characters are, the movements.
Right.
Right. He's very precise.
the composition is done in such a way that is artistic in nature.
Yeah.
That is deliberate. So, for Oda, for example, he just does straight ahead.
Panel by panel
panel. There's no real... He's not thinking of it as a shot sequence. He's drawing it in a sequence.
Yeah.
Right.
Eric, they say shut down. As soon as Parker enters the elevator, bullets floating in the air.
Right.
And then he gets blasted. Parker uses his stand to wrap metal pieces around his body to defend. The commotion makes the elevator fall. Parker out of the game.
This whole fight has like the JoJo effect, where like this whole fight's happening in the hospital, but like
people get involved with this. But like, starts blasting.
It just feels like no one's around and no one's reacting, and like alarms and shit aren't going off.
Yeah. Well, the commotion makes the elevator fall. Yosuke's condition's getting worse. He's freaking out even more, Eric.
Right.
The bad guy arrives at the hospital. His stomach's cramping from all the stress. A bullet flies out of the elevator and shoots him in the head. A coincidence, Eric?
No.
Perhaps not.
Got him.
What do you think about this chapter?
How do these bullets work?
They are...
Can he turn on and off the speed?
Yes.
Right.
But they don't go as fast as a bullet.
Purpose.
Being able to assassinate anyone from any location.
Why is he going to sacrifice speed for that, though?
I think the whole gun is a stand, to be honest.
Right.
There's not a real gun, it's a stand. That's why you can hide it,
that's a reload.
manipulate it. Eric, it's very confusing about what is at the stand, alright?
Okay.
But I think the whole gun is the stand.
Maybe the silence is the stand.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But...
Good chapter of JoJo, though.
Quality chapter. Chapter 18. I enjoyed this chapter a lot. Lots of good comedy. Good action. A bit of lore. That's all I like to see.
Nice.
Moving on to chapter 19. We get the deep lore, Eric. The hype lore.
Italian, you say?
The Howler family backstory.
Right.
See, I reckon we'll just drop a backstory, I don't know, for no reason. What do you think about this strategy? This really has to do about nothing. Sure, you want to know the backstory. You want to know about the Howler family.
I don't mind this placement.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about Mr. Howler in this chapter.
Because last time you saw him, maybe he's a little goofy, a little aloof.
The bag man just died, so then that connects back to what the Howler family is and why they're...
Maybe we're trying to make this man more sinister with his backstory.
Right.
Make him more of a kind of mastermind player instead of just some bubbling dude. Maybe the bubbling dude, it's kind of like a... It's a mask he puts on.
This makes it almost more like a crime family than a finance situation.
Yeah. So the Howler family backstory, 5 generations ago from Mr. Akka Howler. Right. That's our villain name. Akka Howler.
Mm-hmm.
Their last name was Latrato.
Right.
Latrato. An Italian man, a sailor from Italy, washed up in Hawaii. He fell in love with an island girl. He gained the trust of the Hawaiian royal family. He started a farm, Eric, but that part of the island had no water. But he was a smart man, a man who knew the land. So he dug into the mountain range and found water deep inside the mountain, water veins that he could use for his farm, Eric.
Right.
We get to see when the Hawaiian Islands joined the US, they changed their name to Howler to have an English last name to do more business.
Right.
Fairly common situation back in the day.
Sure.
We get one of the most Italian paddles of all time. The Italian family. This is straight out of Godfather.
On the deck. Not even in the middle of
the
garden square,
the courtyard
with
square,
the tables
and the family.
They're all in like ovals and shit.
And
they got the suspenders with the farmer gear on. Elite.
Alright? They started developing resorts and luxury hotels, Eric, for the
But they need water.
Sure.
And who got the water? The Howler family.
That's right. They use the water source to make a power plant and run the fucking island, Eric. They own the land completely as they owned it before the US got Hawaii. So fuck you. We own the land, bitch. Right? You can't do shit. This is our land, Eric. We got in before they got in with the government and military to manufacture weapons for the munitions industry.
Right.
Illegal weapons that, you know, they might be illegal to manufacture in the US, Eric, but this is the US. This is the hell of land.
Right.
So they're a very rich family. All this business adds up to a net worth of Mr. Akahela to be $50 billion. He's a very wealthy man.
That's a lot of money.
Very wealthy individual.
So how does the government have the authority?
Because they're seizing the land back via political machinations and the governor signing the paperwork to get the...
But they're in the water, though. Regardless.
Yeah, they're in the water rights.
Which is the important part.
Yeah, kind of.
Right.
Iraqi... You got to appreciate this world building. Because Iraqi went, let me do the deep research. And let me come up with
on
something
water
unique.
rights, on land rights.
Eric, it's like part is called Jojolands.
Right.
Do you think you would get this much land right discussion?
No. I'm sure he saw like an article, something on some kind of land dispute in Hawaii.
This has to be some Japanese Hawaiian land magnate. Always.
No, Christian, why you turn on the light? Oh.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a Yakuza 3 plotline where they refuse to give up the land for an amusement park, Christian, on the island.
Yeah.
And the government gets involved, and they're trying to strong arm the Yakuza, trying to buy the land to build an amusement park. It's very political. The governor comes.
This has to be a common Japanese story.
Right. On the islands of Japan.
Japan.
Right.
And Hawaii.
Sure.
Because the Japanese do a lot of business in Hawaii, Eric.
Yes.
It's very close to Japan. 50 billion, Eric. Now we're back to the actual timeline, Eric. Parker is worried about Jodio. Jodio is looking around for sus people, Eric. There's a woman in a black suit that looks at him. Lulu drops her dollar in front of Jojo. Bobby readies his gun. Another dialogueless scene, Eric.
Again, cinematic.
Walking around, looking at the people.
The camera angle from the front, then the back reveals the gun.
That's right.
Concealed. Very nice.
Alright. Yusuke won't stop moving at the MRI machine, so they can't get good images. Dragona has already sent in smooth operators to get the enemy stand. Jodio picks up the doll that Lulu dropped. Lulu starts to bleed out of the nose. Jodio works out that she is indeed the stand user. But Bobby has already shot his gun. Jodio blocks the bullets with his rain shield. Dragona has a stand within Yusuke's. The body starts, Bobby just starts blasting the hospital.
Right.
Everyone starts dying. People running. Now you get your reactions, Eric. Now the scene comes live.
Now people are in the shot.
That's right.
Right.
So he picks and chooses when he wants to put people in there, just for clarity, Eric.
Right.
For effect.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
People running, screaming. The bullets chase after Jodio. Lulu goes on the offensive, alright? She doesn't care who dies, who lives. Everyone dies eventually, Eric. She goes sicko mode. Yusuke has way more than one stand in him.
He's got a lot.
He's got a lot of stands. Lulu uses the pieces of the doll and her stand to attack Dragona.
They kind of like grab them with fly, I guess.
Yeah. Bobby is hunting down Jodio. Another dialogueless scene. Alright? Jodio ends up behind him. Bobby fires his gun backwards. Jodio is forced to block. Jodio dodges into the bathroom. As Jodio hides in the bathroom stall, he starts to not be able to breathe. He's being attacked by Lulu's stand. And no chapter next month.
What are these Iraqi breaks now?
Iraqi takes one break a year, and it's always November. He's gonna go to Italy. He's gonna go back
this year. Wasn't there like no chapter in February or something?
No, it was November last year.
Okay.
He always takes a break in November, Eric. You know why? He has to go back to Italy. He has to go sip his Capri in the sun.
It went in autumn.
Right.
That's
what he likes it.
The end of summer.
Eric, the end of the peak. The tourists have gone. Started getting a little cooler, a little crisper.
How was Part 9 not in Venice or whatever the fuck?
He slipped Italy in there.
Right.
He slipped it in there. All right.
We might go back.
Who knows? To the old country, Eric.
Right. To the roots of the Hella family.
That's right. So, okay, that's. I enjoyed these 2 chapters. These are my favorite 2 chapters of Part 9.
What's gonna happen if Akahela picks up the phone, calls
there.
You just see a hand.
It's the Pope.
With a little
ring.
With a little scarab
beetle on it.
And he just picks up the phone. And you don't see who it is. But it's obviously Jono's little scarab motif.
We can't do little ladybug beetle.
Right.
If Jono ends up in this picture, Eric, it's insane. It might be. Levels of hype.
And it's the Jono from
How?
Part 5.
Because he survived.
Because he's got Requiem.
Because he survived through Requiem.
Yeah.
We can't do this. We can't do it.
What year is it in this?
It's 2021. It's very possible. He's an older man.
He's not that old.
He's maybe 40.
Right. 40-year-old.
Prime Jono.
And then they're going to fight Jono.
It's too much hype.
They had to defeat the Requiem.
It's too much hype.
I need it though. Then Naraki gets away scot-free, Christian.
Scott, he can do whatever he wants. If he gives you the hype. Eric, enough about wild and insane speculation about that. But I do expect there to be the actual villain group. Because these Bobby Jeans and Lulu,
bums.
They're bums. They're stationed.
Do we get the 5 families involved? These are a cabal.
Eric, there's got to be a cabal. There's got to be an assassin group. Because Bobby and Lulu are they're watching over the deeds.
Right.
They're not even the main hella
asset holders.
Assets. Right. The enforcers.
You imagine there's a goon watching the water. There's a goon watching the weapons manufacturing.
Sure. So I'm liking this here. I'm really liking this. I'm loving this. Chapter 8, Chapter 9, my favorite run.
If I'm wrong, this is a lot more action than Part 8.
No, Part 8 goes in and out of action.
Right.
But this hospital scene is a very good sequence. Are you enjoying this hospital scene?
Yes. Good arc. I like to see it.
Is it better than the plaza?
Well, which plaza?
The with again the food
court, yes,
and the watch shop.
That fucking shit was bad.
Araki doing Araki nonsense in that. Alright, he's setting shit up.
It was
whatever.
so much. It was way too much.
Alright, but now we're getting to the hype. Alright, we appreciate these two. I'm gonna give these 2 chapters 9 out of 10. Very enjoyable. Eric, you know what it's doing? It's making me think about what I want to see next. The hype, the theories. How is your deal going to get out of this one? Will he have to evolve?
We want to see that.
He's in a very sticky situation, Eric. Now, I will mention one thing.
Right.
That lady in a suit looked like a stand user. Then she gets blasted. So I don't know if she's going to come into play.
Nah.
Maybe she's FBI, Eric. I don't know.
Jodio has to evolve, Christian.
We want to see some hype. We want to see some water cannons. We want to see some hydro pump shit. Right?
Yeah.
What do you want to see from this evolution?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The man cannot breathe. So how can he manifest a stand?
Eric, he can breathe. It's just very shallow. That really hasn't been a rule since Part 3.
Okay.
Alright, that really has not been a rule since Part 3. And even in Part 3, Jotaro's underwater and he's using his stand. So, the rules are consistent with the stands, right? This is the universe new rules.
Yeah. Jodio. How do you think he's going to win this fight?
It's going to be trickery, but I want just straight raw. I want him to do something raw.
You want to pull up the CQC?
Do something crazy.
Well, Bobby can't hit him because of his water shield.
Sure. I imagine Bobby's going to start doing some ricochet nonsense.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Jojo Joe Diaz gonna be like, I have to go on the offensive. And there might be a rain limit we get introduced to. Because we don't really know if there's
is it gonna be a pipe setup situation in the bar?
Shoots the water through the pipes. Uses the toilet. I don't know. He's gonna do something.
Maybe mirrors. Who knows?
Maybe he could create illusions, Eric. With the mist.
Maybe if he like touches someone with their water, they like get the essence of life pass through them, and they like hallucinate.
That's right.
Because they're like.
That's right.
Anyway.
The heavy water, Eric. We'll see. November rain.
Shanks.
Every week we up to the question of how strong is Shanks. And every week we answer. Shanks is stronger, Shanks is okay, Eric. But there are people out there that still say Kato is the strongest. The man who has not appeared since the end of Wano. And we have started Albath. There are people out there, Eric, say he's sweatiest man on the planet.
Akainu
is the strongest. Shout out to that fan animation of Kaido turning up to Marineford and just one-shotting Akainu.
Hilarious.
We appreciate that. There are people out there who think the schemer, Blackbeard's the strongest.
Maybe.
There are people out there who think Aimu's the strongest. The man on the floor,
Twerking.
sweating, freaking out, losing his mind about Joy Boy Eric.
People forgot about that panel already. Crazy.
There are people out there who think Dragon's the strongest. The man who finally will be going on the offensive.
Speculation.
Alright. But he's got BB on his ass, so he's gotta figure out something. There are people out there, Eric. And they're the worst, I think. Mihawk's the strongest. Have they been finally clanned off Twitter? You don't really see them anymore, Eric. They've let the Mihawk thing go, and they're just focusing on Zoro.
Yeah. That's true.
So, they're a dying breed. But Shanks is stronger, Shanks is go king. And every week, we bring 100% factual information to the table,
Facts.
Eric. Shanks is so strong, he adopts the only kid that matters, Eric.
Jesus.
The sun god Nika. The man who will set the world free.
Daisies.
The man who will bring the dawn. Shanks is stronger, Shanks is go king.
Topic of the show.
No dialogue. A very rare and powerful tool that not a lot of people use, Eric. Can only a master of his craft pull this off?
You have to be a visual person to do this.
Yeah.
You can not like
Eric Araki. Let me tell you something, Eric. Araki has 40 years in the game. This man's been drawing manga every week.
It's not
for
that,
40 years.
It's not that you need the technical skill. You need the courage.
I think you also need a technical skill.
Yeah, but like dialogue less scenes. And not. I think people think they're harder than what they are.
Sure.
Because if you're a clear storyteller see this is why Araki's good at it, because he has a key understanding of cinema and cinematic shots, and he shoots it like a film.
Yeah.
See, people understand
visual storytelling.
People understand the medium of film because they've grown up with it for
and TV.
And TV, yeah. Sure. They grow up with the language of camera shots.
Sure.
And this shot, and then this shot, then that shot. Suggestions, all that kind of thing. The compositions.
Yeah.
This character always in the left, this character always in the right. It's clear, it's visually understandable. Motion's always moving in one direction, all these kind of things. And he doesn't break the rule, the 360 degree rule, which also helps to not disorientate people.
Yeah.
So the way you do it in a manga form, or in a comic form, or on a storyboard, is have a clear understanding of cinema.
Yeah.
And camera work, basically. Then you can do it. If you're a heavy dialogue man, you need to explain what the emotional state. You need to explain who's here, who's there.
Yeah.
You're breaking the camera rules all the time. People get confused. You need to update on where people are.
Yeah.
These kind of things.
The thing that I found myself feeling was actual. I mean, I know you hate this, but a feeling of stakes and tension, because my mind is not interrupted by the dialogue.
Well, this is a real. Araki created tension with his camera choices.
That's right.
And the motion.
But Eric, my mind is not distracted by the bubbles floating in the camera.
Mm-mm.
There's a level of distraction that comes,
of course,
from dialogue in a comic.
The bubble takes up half the panel as well.
Yeah, a level of visual distraction. And when you take away that element, you can fully immerse yourself into the visual storytelling.
Right.
Thus, putting yourself in the actual scene.
I don't know how you feel. Like, how do you feel about sound in manga? Is it necessary? Are we at the point where we don't need it anymore? Only very specific, if there are sound cues in the plot. Do we need wham? Do we need punch? Do we need the clacking of the foot on the floor? Do we need the huff?
It's an interesting thing to think about, because it does take up visual space.
And sure, you can use the whatever it is, the
it's tradition.
Yeah.
It's tradition at this point.
And comics as well.
What would Araki be without the menacing sound effect?
Yeah, sure. Like, and you can use the kanji to do interesting compositions and drawing of the focus and things. But things like feet hitting the floor and
I don't bother. I never bother with that shit. I never bother with that shit.
We don't need a click of a gun.
Only when you want to just show that the gun is being cocked.
Yeah, only when you need the audio cue is when you should use audio text, because it kind of like you said, it distracts from the cinematography.
That's right. The visual. Eric, sometimes Araki goes, I need this dialogue because I want to do some bullshit with the text. I want to explain some concept.
Mm.
And sometimes he goes, let me put that away, and let me just do what I know how to do. Let me just show you why I'm a visual master.
Basically, it's a chase sequence. We don't need dialogue.
No. You don't need to go into Bobby G's mind where he's like, where is he? Is he behind this door? Is he behind that door? You don't need that shit.
It kind of reduces the dialogue and it elevates his competency, and it suggests he's a cold-hardened killer. He doesn't need to have this dialogue.
See, Eric, what people mistake for high IQ characters like Togashi would fill this shit with text about the decision between the left or right door, and he would have some analogy about the koi fish or some bullshit, right? He'd fill a page with nonsense, and then you just have a guy's face looking at the camera. Because Araki knows how to do visual storytelling.
Right.
Togashi does not. Togashi is a writer. First and foremost, you could talk about Yu Yu Hakusho, but that was ages ago. I don't think he doesn't have the stamina to draw scenes properly.
I feel like
we understand the medical reasons behind that.
Right.
I'm just showing you the difference.
I think this is just the reality of a professional artist. If you don't work the muscle,
it dies.
It atrophies. If you don't work these things, the skill goes away.
Eric,
you only retain.
You read Araki's book. What did he say? I am manga.
Right.
I am JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I stop doing this, I die. I stop doing this. What's the point?
We all feel that in a way.
That's right. Araki is art. And he's about. Could we put Araki on the shelf of visual masters?
Of course.
Sometimes. And he admits this in his own book, Eric. He's a little indulgent. Right. He says, I can't help myself.
This is the thing. When you see, I interpret what Araki says is I am manga is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is an extension of him.
That's right. It's so deeply Araki.
Yeah, it's personal.
It's authentic.
And
Eric, you can feel the authenticity off the page.
And I think that's what people resonate with JoJo, the authentic nature of it. Some authors, some writers will write inauthentic material.
You know what, Eric? You know what it is? Araki's just a cool guy.
He understands what cool is.
He is a cool guy.
Right.
He's always wearing a suit. He's mysterious. No one really knows what he's about.
Eat some cantaloupe.
Araki's a cool guy. And when a cool guy writes his own shit on the page, it's cool. When someone lame tries to write their heart on a page, it's lame and it sucks. Alright? You gotta be a cool guy.
I think the pure essence of someone's creation is value.
No.
But
here's my rant. You wanna hear my rant?
I think but they don't actually write
No.
they don't actually write their essence. They write a compromised
No.
what they think people want.
I disagree with that, and this is the whole problem with modern writing, Eric. People are writing what their essence is, but guess what? They're lame. What they are is lame.
They don't understand what raw is, Christian.
Alright? Araki is raw, so he writes his essence, and it's cool and it's raw. Alright?
What were we talking about the other day when I was like, you always gotta maximize for hype?
I don't know, something, Eric, it was something. But we understand that. It was I think it was a video game, I can't remember.
Right, something.
But Eric, that's what I mean. Oda, cool guy, mysterious, likes cool shit. Araki, cool guy, mysterious, goes to Italy, experiences life, comes back with stories, comes back with information. Some 20-year-old loser in their basement writing their essence is lame. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see your hyper fixated issues if they're not cool.
But what I mean by someone writing their essence is not them literally writing their life story and then changing the character to be a fucking horse.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Alright, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm.
I can shout out BoJack Horseman. I don't know what that reference was.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking a fire elemental as a worker should.
Elemental shout out.
Right. It's more like the world you build is your personality.
Yeah.
Less specifically, I'm a fucking 20-year-old son of an immigrant. I'm gonna write a specific story about my life and then change the characters to be cartoon animals.
Eric, if you want to write cool raw shit, you gotta be a cool raw guy. And that's just what it is. Tarantino's a cool guy.
Listen,
alright?
I go back and forth on Tarantino sometimes. You know why?
Why? Eric, he makes great movies. You
can't
deny Tarantino.
He doesn't. Alright? How do you feel about Tarantino's philosophy about basically writing quote unquote in genre, aka taking all the story beats from X movie and putting his personal spin on it? How do you feel that he's given up on the idea of creating a new genre or a new structure? Or
that's not what he's interested in.
Right. He's
interested in exploring genre. He wants to explore genre.
But at the end of the day, he's a pop artist.
100%.
But he makes cool shit.
But he's a cool guy.
Right.
That's what I mean. You gotta be a cool guy.
And that's the thing. That's the thing I go back and forth on Tarantino. Has he made anything? No.
Eric, he made Pulp Fiction. What are we talking about? It literally started an entire genre.
So the name is Pulp.
I understand what it is, but Eric, it's the timeline shit, the dialogue.
I read
the feel.
Now Tarantino famously seen every movie ever made of all time.
Of course.
If you had his movie knowledge, you would watch every movie and go, this is where this was from, this is where that is from, this is where that is from.
Yeah, but you can do that with anything.
I guess, but my point is that, like, I don't know if Tarantino's reached...
Eric, he's legendary status.
No doubt, but I don't know if he's reached, like, Coppola.
Coppola made 2 good movies. Alright? 2 of the GOATs.
Kubrick.
Kubrick is... See, the thing about Kubrick is... He's a very indulgent man. He's an extremely indulgent man.
I watched The Shining the other night.
Shining, great movie. It's all about the cinematography for Kubrick, though.
Right.
Cinematography is what makes Kubrick movies good. 2001: Space Odyssey.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It is the most one of the most indulgent movies you could ever see.
And people suck it off.
It's very indulgent.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's fucking long.
Very long. And a lot happens.
Right.
It's all about the humming of the spacecraft. It's about the fucking insanity of the ship and the slow build up to the big event and then the crazy ending. But
the monotony of the situation, manning and monotony, Christian. Which I guess, but anyway, enough about Tarantino. That's just a little side note.
Kubrick and cinema. Eric, I want to see more, man, especially weekly. And I understand that it takes up a lot of panel time. A lot of...
Well, it's just a style. It's just a style of drawing.
Eric, you know what I'd love to see? I would love to see Oda one day do a dialogue-less chapter. Just fuck it, here you go.
He does some dialogue. Christian, as we said, with the Kuruma, very rare Oda will do an abstract metaphor
little panel piece.
We'd like to see that.
I want to see the community's reaction to a dialogue-less One Piece chapter.
They'd fucking lose their mind.
The interpretation of this chapter...
This is also... Araki has a different audience with different expectations.
Sure.
If you go into JoJo, you expect to be somewhat of...
You're on Araki's ride.
You're a deep manga enthusiast.
Sure.
If you're reading JoJo.
And you're on Araki's ride.
Right.
It's Araki's ride and you're along for it.
All in.
Alright.
Anime is different because a lot of the concepts are kind of dumbed down when it's animated.
Sure.
You don't have to be engaged in the art form to get all the knowledge or
all the nuance and how shit works. But yeah, okay.
Oda's audience is very different. He needs to spoon feed. He doesn't do it enough.
Eric, he does it too much. All right, let's relax.
He needs to spoon feed the audience.
Sure.
He needs to tell them what's going on all the time. It's not even enough for some people. People want even more detail.
Yeah.
About what are the characters and
You know what needed a dialogue-less scene? Whole Cake Island.
Which part?
The Sanji pudding shit. There's still a dialogue-less chapter in there.
It was almost dialogueless. There was a little bit of Sanji-kun.
Yeah, but the whole chapter, I just want a whole chapter. Dialogueless. Just go through the motions, Eric. Really get inside the character's head.
When you were doing Shadow Soul or whatever, did you draw in a cinematic lens or did you just draw in a comic style?
Sometimes you just need to get the content out because it's about pace as well. Sure, you could do the cinema shit, but then you would literally move the plot nowhere because the shot count would be way too high.
Right.
So it's a balancing act. You want to get the plot moving. You want to get some pace, but you also, when it's time to do cinema, you do some cinema. All right. And that's what I have to say, Eric. Perfect. I love these chapters. Araki's doing a great job. Part 9. The plaza scene was a little bit weird. A little bit Araki, too much. But we're doing great for part 9. What's the chat saying, Christian? Senito99 Wrench has appeared in the chat. He just said Araki's got a lot of life experience. Yeah, and he's talking about how movies inspired Araki, and Araki's talked about his movies inspirations, Clint Eastwood, all these kinds of shit. Deeply...
Did he say anything about the dialogue?
No. Okay. But we appreciate that.
Shout out Senator.
Questions. From Yogo Obama, Eric. Yogo Obama has a dumb question because I don't think he read the chapters. When will Jojolands be interesting again, or is just more monthly grind cope? No, we just had 2 great chapters in a row.
The Hella arc so far has been very good.
The hospital. Did you enjoy the records part?
That was a build to the Hella section.
Alright, so the entire Hella section doing great.
Yeah.
Alright. After the plaza, the food court arc.
After we get
after we escaped there's that weird section between Rohan's house and the hospital.
Right.
The records.
Right.
That part was weird. Those 4 chapters, just what was going on there? All right, but
Araki doing some shit. That was going on.
From Harvested Berry, is it just me or does Jojo's shield looks like similar to Love Trade? It does look like Love Trade, Eric. Yeah,
Okay.
now you have never seen Love Trade because Eric hasn't read part 7 yet.
Alright.
Alright, but Love Trade ain't in part 8. Is Yusugi the best comic relief character in JoJo? He might be I think so.
He's a great character.
Do you think the team is complete or someone else join?
You know how I was talking about
Who needs to join?
You know how I was talking about like the reason why the original Straw Hats work so well is because they're pure archetypes?
Yeah.
Yusuke is probably the only archetype in the group.
And Parko the stoic.
Right. But they're all kind of
Dragona's kind of that classic female role, really.
Not really though.
People are protecting her and shit. I don't know. It's just like Jodio.
The Joestars need more character.
They need some time to work. We understand Parko because he's like the stoic.
He's a beef man.
Leader type guy, military man. Yusugi's the comic relief.
And then there's
Jodio and
Dragona.
Charming is also kind of nothing right now.
Yeah. Those 3 characters all
I think
like,
Charming's supposed to be IQ man, but everyone's IQ man.
Yeah, it's JoJo. Except Yusuke.
Yeah. So I think Charming's supposed to be the IQ man.
Do we have too many characters already in this group?
No,
because like, none of them serve unique functions apart from Parko and Yusugi.
But yeah, well, the characters are fine how it is. This is the crew. I'm fine with this crew. We'll start to get some depth behind them, some character stuff, hopefully.
Right.
Is Howler the main antagonist group? I don't think so, due to how fast they're falling and the lava rock taking it all. I think they are.
We do, yeah.
I don't anticipate this to be an absolute 100-chapter slog.
We did talk about how there could be a cabal going
on. Oh, the 100% cabal. Eric, Araki's an older gentleman.
If there's military involved, there might be a government.
I could see this being a 50-chapter part, and it's done. We don't need 100 chapters or over 100 chapters.
People say Part 8 drags a lot.
Part 8's got a lot of moving parts and a lot of side content, and you gotta wait a long time for payoffs. And when they do happen, they're great. But you gotta wait a long time. It's about the character. It's about the family. There's a lot there.
What's Sen saying?
Thoughts on the Zunisha nerf, Eric? Eric, it didn't make sense. It never made sense.
Way too tall.
Fishman Island is 10 kilometers down into the water. So how is Zunisha 35 kilometers tall? It makes no sense.
Right. It was always stupid.
It was always stupid. And people used it for like dumb power scaling shit.
Right.
It's always been dumb. I never used it. It's dumb. Alright, people show. I'm seeing the dumb shit. I'm seeing the explosion in the distance in Naruto, where it's new. It's continent plus explosion. You don't know how big the explosion is because no way Kishimoto's pulling out a ruler and actually measuring the horizon line and the curvature of the planet. We're not doing that. It looked cool. All right, relax with the pixel scaling.
Okay.
All right.
And if an explosion that big would happen on the planet would cease to exist.
Yeah, but Naruto is a Neptune-sized planet, and we get onto that stupid shit.
If an explosion that they're claiming happened on that land, earthquakes, tsunamis, the atmosphere would change.
I understand it. It's dumb manga shit.
Shit would be fucked.
It's dumb manga shit.
Right.
Alright, let's not go too far with the
don't go
with the pixel scaling, please. Alright.
Christian, little current news. Israel dropped a bomb on the bunker, and the earthquake below killed the man. That's how big this bomb was. It created a 0.4 earthquake and shattered the bunker underneath.
It's powerful.
That's a human bomb.
Destruction. And we don't have to get into logistics.
I'm just a little example.
We don't have to get into logistics
of weaponry.
We don't have to get into logistics of the Biju bomb and how the scaling doesn't make any fucking sense because of the cloud line and all the other bullshit. All right.
Yeah, centigrades. If you bring up math and power scaling in manga, you're already finished.
Yeah, it's dumb. Right. All right, it's real dumb. All right.
You look at the power scale relative to the characters they're fighting.
Is this top tier action on par with John Wick? It's great action. This is great Iraqi action. You have no complaints about this gunfight. This gunfight's great action.
Yeah, that's cool.
Iraqi mastered the gunfight. He's been doing it for 40 years.
Little pistol.
He always loves a little pistol, Eric. Loves it. From Chris D. Another new gen, another bad ending. Only one left is Undead Unlock. Araki's best ending was part 7. Do you agree? Any endings to JoJo parts you didn't like? Part 7 best ending. It's a good, great ending sequence.
I still think I like part 5 better than part 6 ending.
It's raw. Part 5 ending is raw.
Obtaining the Requiem's hype.
Yeah.
Right.
Part 6 ending is fucking crazy.
Shout out Rocky rendering the gun, rendering the nozzle, rendering the bullets. He loves it.
The rust on the gun and all the dust and he loves that shit. But that's not actually the ending of part 7. Alright? So that's on you.
What?
There's a whole other act after that.
About what?
You're gonna have to find out.
I was just saying, shout out Rocky rendering the gun.
Alright, but the true ending of part 7. When that drops in the anime, you're not ready. It really is so, Eric. That kind of shit is why I think it's not out of the question that Jorno might be in this part. Because of that part 7 shit.
I wonder if did Sen hear our theory on Jorno?
he could go back. It's real dumb. It's hype, but it probably makes no sense. So basically hinges on Jorno survived the universe reset because he's got Requiem and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So he's like in the part 8 universe.
And he's the boss of the Hellers.
It's ridiculous. Alright. Shout out.
Why does everyone hate Jorno?
No one hates Jorno.
Jay saying Jorno's ass. He's terrible.
Jay doesn't know what Jay thinks he's a gangster. He doesn't know what gangsters is about, Eric.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
I feel like people need loud, obnoxious MCs for them to understand what hype is.
Shout out. Shout out Deku. Shout out Asta, Eric. Shout out Naruto for being loud and annoying.
This is why Sasuke didn't like
This is my side. This is my ninja way.
Right.
Alright. Could you imagine if Luffy said, "This is my pirate way"? Could you imagine that shit? Oh my god.
Naruto has some of the most cringe writing.
But also raw.
Which raw?
Zabuza. The water dragon, Eric. The copy ninja. The first arc.
See, Christian's always had a proclivity for water guys.
Zabuza's raw. We're not doing this. Zabuza in the first arc is raw.
Christian had a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that was.
You know what's funny? I still do, but you know what's funny?
That's trash.
You know what's funny? Naruto progressively gets less raw with every arc. What do you think about that?
Is that true?
That's a discussion for tomorrow. Bring that to the group.
Tuning exams.
Yeah, but is the first arc more raw than the tuning exams?
Let's send in the chat. What's Sen saying? He's saying more shit.
Yeah, they only pay attention to the dialogue, not the actual scene structure and more subtle moments, Eric.
Of what?
That's why they don't like Jorno.
Oh.
But anyway, Eric. And if people want to know our thoughts on JJK's ending, we don't read JJK, Eric. We just know about.
All I heard was that it was trash, and then I see Radman, aka Fiji,
Defender
coping on Twitter.
Well, yeah, classic. He coped Bleach.
And King King's doing the whole, it was a shit ending, but it's still a good story, 8 out of 10.
But Eric, here's my thing about JJK. It was never about the storytelling. So who gives a fuck how it ends? It was always about the fights and the raw characters. So really, does the ending of the story really matter?
I think he fumbled one of the two main characters' rawness factors.
Yeah, because it's always about the rawness. It was always about the rawness in the characters.
Are you familiar with Potential Man?
I'm aware of the meme.
Right. Potential Man didn't reach his potential.
Damn. I mean, yeah, okay, but JJK's not about the story.
What do you think about these new gen guys? What are they lacking?
I get it, they're lacking cool factor. I guess JJK's Kakarabaki very cool.
Does it have legs? Or is this
it does have legs.
200 chapters.
200 chapters though. It's not reaching plus 500. Unless we do some crazy
Jump
shit.
Desperately needs
a long run.
1,000 chapter epic.
It's never gonna happen again. Naruto was
700 something.
Not even 500. Was it 700?
It was 700 something.
It didn't even reach nothing's reaching 1,000 again.
It needs at least 500.
We need at least 500.
They need a generation, Christian.
The new gen's too young to pull it off. They need some experience.
Oda had no experience.
Yeah, but it was a different era.
Has Oda left Japan?
What do you mean?
Has Oda left Japan?
No.
I mean, he went to South Africa.
Sure.
But has he traveled like Araki? No. He's been drawing manga his entire life.
He's cool. Araki's cool.
I mean, JJK's raw, apparently.
Eric, I think Gege will come back with another great manga.
Is it because they grew up on Bleach that they're tainted? They're corrupted?
Well, he did say he did make this for Bleach. He did get inspired by Bleach. They
don't know what storytelling is because they love Bleach.
Eric, JJK is the perfect anime bait.
Right.
It's just about raw fights and characters.
Sen's giving us a little explanation if you want to read it.
There are two main villages. Okay, what are the Snuck, Eric? The Snuck allegations. It happened to Madara.
People hyping up JJK, right? In the anime when it came out.
They're still hyping it, Eric. I'm sure the fights are cool.
But did you know that he had a little flashback with his grandpa in the third last chapter? Or whatever?
Oh, the grandpa return. The meme returns.
That's the only time he ever shows up again. He thinks about his grandpa.
Eric, the grandpa from the first chapter. That didn't matter.
Right. You gotta live your life.
What the fuck? And grandpa returns, Eric.
Right. Sad.
GG returns. Eric, so you meme that shit, and then it returns.
And then it returns at the end.
To try and salvage some story shit.
Why did he even bother putting that part in? It was so cliche and stupid, it was redundant. Whatever. I watched the first 3 episodes of JJK. I wasn't impressed by the hands that people told me I was supposed to.
Eric, you got the hammer chick, you got the demon shit.
But I've seen
it. You gotta get the Gojo. You gotta get the Gojo and the Wang Chi.
I gotta get the fingers and then get the guy.
It's a very simple plot. Right. But yeah, there you go. There's the JoJo episode, Eric. We're finishing with just some JJK talk. I got no idea what's going on in JJK. I just know that it's raw. Chainsaw Man, I don't know what the fuck. When's season 2 coming out for that?
I tried with part 2. It was...
Apparently it's just weird shit.
It reset back to generic manga.
There's some crazy shit. I've seen some crazy panels.
Yeah, but I tried to get it. At the start, it was fucking... Oh my god.
Yeah. But there you go, Eric.
He's basically written the same plot twice. What do you think about that? For Chainsaw Man.
What's that?
He's written the same plot twice.
Chainsaw Man?
Yeah.
Maybe it's some loop shit and then you're gonna get some crazy reveal. That's the cope.
Okay.
Alright.
Final word from Sen. He's typing.
He's talking about how the female lead who was dead came back.
We know about that.
Wow.
Spoilers.
Guys, here's my thing about the JJK fandom. They never cared about plot or story or characters. They just wanted rawness. He gave you rawness, and that's what you got. Alright? Why are you complaining about story logic and characters returning when you never cared about it to begin with because it didn't exist.
Because Radman on Twitter's talking about themes.
Oh my, there's no themes to JJK, it's just raw. Alright, that's it. That's all I've seen. I've seen no one talk about character writing, moments of emotion. It's just raw fights, alright? That's all you get.
There, you got a little JJK bonus rant for the JoJo show.
I don't know anything about JJK, Eric. I just know about that.
He's Chris Sen's laughing.
Laugh cry.
That's it. Alright, we'll see you next week for some One Piece.
That's right. Back in Elbath. Sen, you said you're coming back for Elbath. Elbath has started. So we're going to see you back. Alright? We're calling you out.
Alright, Shanks the Stronger, Shanks the Gold King.
Good night.